You know that feeling? The one where you're just going through the motions? Where every day feels the same and you keep waiting for something to change, but you don't even know what. That was Alex. He was stuck, and he didn't know how to get unstuck. He spent most of his time in his small apartment. He'd watch videos of other people living interesting lives. He'd make plans in his head, but he never actually did anything. "I'll start tomorrow," he'd tell himself, but tomorrow never came. One evening, there was a knock on his door. It was his grandfather. "Get your coat, Alex," his grandpa said. "I want to show you something." They didn't go to a movie or a restaurant. His grandpa drove them to an old empty warehouse on the edge of town. It looked abandoned. "What is this place?" Alex asked. His grandpa unlocked a large door. "This," he said, "is where you keep all the things you never tried." He led Alex inside. The first room looked like a garage. Inside was a version of Alex, working on a beautiful handmade wooden table. "That's the furniture business you talked about starting in high school," his grandpa said. Alex watched. He saw that version of himself smiling, covered in sawdust, looking proud. The next room was like a travel agency. Posters of Japan and Italy were on the walls. A version of Alex was there, looking at a map, ready for an adventure. "That's the trip you were always going to take," his grandpa said softly. Room after room, Alex saw them. The band he never started, the book he never wrote, the community college classes he never signed up for. They weren't just ideas. They were full, colorful lives he had decided not to live. He felt a sharp pain in his chest. "Why are you showing me this?" he asked, his voice shaky. "To make me feel worse?" "No," his grandpa said, turning to face him. "I'm showing you this because you think it's too late. You think your chance is gone, but it's not." He pointed at all the rooms. "These aren't ghosts, Alex. They're just choices you didn't make, and you can still make a new one." "But how?" Alex asked. "It feels too big. Where would I even start?" His grandpa reached into his pocket and pulled out a single ordinary seed. "You don't start by building the whole forest," he said, placing the seed in Alex's hand. "You start by planting one seed." He closed Alex's fingers around it. "Stop thinking about the perfect job, the perfect life. Just do one small thing. Just one. Today." Alex looked down at the seed in his hand. It was so small. "What if it doesn't grow?" he whispered. His grandpa put a hand on his shoulder. "Then you plant another one. You just don't stop planting." The next morning, Alex was back in his apartment. Everything was the same, but he was different. He looked at the seed on his kitchen counter. He didn't try to change his whole life. He just did one thing. He went online and looked up what kind of tree the seed would become. It was a tiny, simple action. It took 2 minutes. The next day, he bought a small pot and some soil. He planted the seed. He didn't become a famous gardener. He didn't even know if the seed would sprout. But he had done something. He had planted. And that small action, that one decision to try, started to change everything. It was like a crack of light under a dark door. Your life doesn't need a huge, dramatic change to get better. It just needs one seed. What's yours? It just needs one seed. But don't you sit there and just think about what that seed might be. Don't you dare. Thinking is the trap you've been living in. Thinking is the cage. I'll think about it tomorrow. I'll think about what I should do. No, doing is the way out. One single, concrete, undeniable action. That seed isn't a metaphor for a dream. It's a metaphor for action. Alex's action wasn't becoming a gardener. It was looking up a fact online. It was getting dirt under his fingernails. So what's your version of that? Right now, before this video ends. What is the one thing you will do? Not, I'll get in shape. That's a dream. The seed is, I will put on my shoes and walk to the end of the street and back. Today. Not, I'll fix my life. That's a fantasy. The seed is, I will clean off my kitchen counter. I will write one email. I will update my resume for 10 minutes. Stop waiting for the feeling of motivation. It's a lie. You think Alex felt like doing anything? No. He felt heavy. He felt tired. He felt hopeless. He did it anyway. That cloud following you around? You don't wait for it to leave. You take one step forward through the fog, and then another. The light doesn't magically appear. You create it by moving. Your grandfather isn't coming to knock on your door. This video is your knock. My voice is your grandfather. And I am telling you right now, the warehouse of your unlived life is getting bigger every day you wait. The dust is piling up. The doors are starting to rust shut. But one seed can crack concrete. One decision, one action can break the entire pattern. So I'm not asking you to change your life today. I'm ordering you to do one thing that proves to yourself that you are still in the game, that you are not a spectator in your own story. Do something so small it seems stupid, so simple it seems meaningless. Because that small, stupid, meaningless thing is a declaration of war on the person you've been. It's you whispering to the universe, I'm not done yet. Now hit pause. I'm serious. Hit pause and go do it. Go put one seed in the ground. The world will wait.